All right, welcome in Third and Teal. We got some guest appearances again. We got our boy Duval TV on here today. My name's Isaiah, as always, with Third and Teal, Duval's finest. Coming up to another preseason game. We're looking at a couple things going ahead. Work's been good for me. Life's been good. What about you, Trevor? What you got going on?
Very good. I'm actually starting a business venture of my own. Work is work. Other than that, man, we're gonna have a sponsor for the channel soon. I can tell you that.
Sweet.
That's good. That's the kind of good we're doing.
Oh yeah, it's always a good thing. What's going on, Eric? How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Hey, that's a good thing, Trevor. Yeah, but I'm doing good, man. Another game coming up. Hey, let's see where we stand at the end of this week and keep it moving.
Hell yeah. And we got our boy Duval TV back on here. Not a first-time guest anymore, so you don't get the privilege of going first this time. But let us know how you doing, brother. How you doing?
Hey, good to be back, man. Good to be back. Ready to chop it up again. And everything's going good.
Sweet. Shout out to everybody on the TikTok real quick.
Yeah, sorry. TikTok blew up.
Our TikTok fucking exploded, man. Shout out to y'all. Also, though, on the same note, let us know why our latest short on YouTube flopped. Leave it in the comments. Let me know. Like, what's the deal? What's the deal? Because I'm not gonna lie, I personally think it's one of our better shorts that we put out. It looks really good. It's clean. Hey, y'all let us know.
And the algorithm is a weird thing sometimes.
Which one was that?
The one about Parker Washington replacing Christian Kirk at some point, and the fact that Christian Kirk is going through injuries. You know what I mean? And wondering how much longer he can do it.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah,
I'm looking at it right here, right now. As a matter of fact.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can you bring it up real quick?
Can you pull it up, Isaiah?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Let's show it real quick, and then everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
I have no clue what music is playing right now. I'm confused. Dazed and confused. All right, we're good. Got it. Share screen. Bang.
Bam.
Oh, hold on. Turn that volume up a little bit. I don't know why.
Then you started questioning, like, how much longer can he do this? And we've got Parker Washington in his prime right now. He is right here, and he's made the most of every opportunity we've had. So I think if Christian Kirk exits within the next couple of years due to injuries or whatnot, it'll solely be because Parker Washington is that good. You know what I mean? He's good enough to make them make that decision.
Yeah. Pretty solid. Good clip.
Super solid. Yes.
Yeah.
Solid.
I think it's crazy though that, like, 4 weeks or 4 months ago when we started this channel, it's like we're getting like 4 or 5 views. We're like, oh hell yeah, we're blowing up. And then now it's like, man, they only did 42 views in a day. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's painful. But I gotta say though, the peeps on TikTok, shout out to y'all, because that same clip is over 1,800 views right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can't. Yeah, I mean, we can't all be unstable to not be popular. Every once in a while we're gonna have a video that doesn't hit. Some people have videos that never hit, and they want to talk. They would talk trash about Third and Teal. Say we saw a couple of training camp clips, and we think we're going to the Super Bowl. Brother, you hadn't even been to the playoffs in 10 years. You hadn't won the division in 10 years. You haven't even sniffed it. Like, and the last time you did, Jacksonville's one that knocked you out. So, like, what are we even talking about here? Like, I came up with your channel name, brother. Like, who are you even talking about? Like, get out of here.
I think it's funny too. He's talking about in a video like before that, like recent, how he wishes his QB was wearing a Guardian cap. But then in the same video, going to talk about how we're excited over training camp. At least our guys aren't pussies and can stay on the field for more than 5 minutes.
Talking about how nobody's drafting Trevor Lawrence, and then his guy on the channel immediately goes, "Well, I don't know about that. I think he's very talented, but the Jags are going to jag." And I'm like, "You mean sweep y'all and beat the crap out of y'all for years? That's what jagged is. I'll take it."
So it was definitely a Colts thing.
Yeah, it was our unstable sister channel, the Colts channel. Yeah, they suck, but it's all right.
I got the name out, but for the slick comments, fuck that.
Yeah. It's just funny, bro wants to say that, and then he wants to come on here and say AR has more potential and blah blah blah. Bro doesn't even have a quarter of the reps. How does he have more potential? He can't
got
even stay
more
on the
potential
field.
to retire at 22 or 25. I mean, sorry.
He got more
not
potential to
only-
be in a cast by week 1.
Not only did they the playoffs in 10 years, but they haven't won in Jacksonville in 10 years either.
Yeah.
So, you know,
If you can't beat the best, you can't be the best. So shut up.
we'll be inducting Tom Coughlin to the Hall of Fame when they come to play at Jacksonville.
Yep. It's just,
well,
that's just so funny, man. But they're going to blow off the dust and talk about their ancient Super Bowls with a quarterback that hasn't played in 10 years. So, congratulations. Good for you. I guess you just ran out of luck. Oh, too soon. Anyways, so getting into it.
I had so much to go with that, but I'm leaving it alone. Let's go. We on time crunch.
The Falcons. They suck. I mean, they lost Ryan Nielsen. Ryan Nielsen's with us now. That's gonna be funny, bro. If we somehow, and this would be hilarious, if we somehow shut out the Falcons with Ryan Nielsen in Atlanta, that'd be funny as fuck. I'm just saying, that'd be
Be
hilarious.
some good momentum going into Miami for sure.
It would be
Absolutely.
hilarious.
Yeah, it would be. Depending on who was playing. It's like our ones against their 2s and 3s. Yeah,
Oh, they're gonna be playing their ones.
Yeah, so if it's 1-on-1, in the first half or what have you, oh yeah, that would be hilarious. Like, yeah, we know.
Well, we know Kirk Cousins is coming on the field. The old game manager Cousins.
Yeah.
And with game manager Cousins on the field, I expect people like Drake London to have a good day. Kyle Pitts to have a good day. Definitely expect Bijan Robinson to have a good day.
Oh, that's a tough little joke.
That's a tough dude. But I'll tell you this though. They're only going to have good days because their quarterback can actually get them the ball. They're not going to have a good day finishing the play.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to have a good day getting past our secondary or our front seven. They're going to have a bad day overall. It's just going to be a great day for them because they're used to Desmond fucking Ritter, who can't even get the ball past the offensive line.
Oh, yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah, that would be if our number one defense starts, that would be a nice challenge. See how to contain Bijan Robinson if he play. Because that boy there is something else, though.
He's really good.
Yeah. It'd be a real challenge to our linebackers trying to cover him in pass coverage and stuff because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure they'll shadow him with Foye more. I'm sure they'll have Foye trying to stay on him if he goes out.
Don't do Mooma no more because he made Mooma look kind of bad last year on the move when he was out there 1-on-1. So, yeah, we need somebody just a little quicker.
He's almost the sole responsible reason for Arthur Smith getting fired because the only bright spot on the offense was Bijan Robinson, and he had him listed as third running back, and played him like a third running back. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, fucking retard? And then he took that same ideology to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and now he's fucking putting them into fucking depression now. They got two potential starting QBs on their roster, and neither one of them have thrown a touchdown pass, if I'm not mistaken. No, wait, no, they have. No, they haven't. All they've been able to do is put up 3 points, I think. I saw something about it, but I know they haven't been doing very good. I know that.
Well,
has it been confirmed that they're playing? Because I know the Jags are playing the starters for the first and second quarter, more than likely, depending on how it goes, how it looks, how it plays out. But has the Falcons confirmed that they're playing? Are they playing them for 2 quarters? Have they said 1 quarter? I thought I heard they weren't playing them at all.
They'd be stupid not to play him at all. I mean, they've been giving Michael Penix Jr. all the reps. Kirk Cousins has probably got.
That's what I was just. Yeah. No, and I would tend to agree with you that.
Yeah. Well, it depends. Like we were talking last, Monday. Depends if they played this past weekend or not. Some teams play their starters majority of second game and let them sit the third. Doug does it a little differently than a lot of them, but yeah, it just depends. I would want them to play at least 1 quarter, just to get in sync once again before you get ready for the first game. But yeah.
So maybe it'll end up looking something like the Chiefs game where they played like a series. Maybe they'll play a whole quarter though, like you're saying.
Yeah.
The Falcons, that is. But I anticipate Trevor to play deep into the second myself, if I had to guess, unless they come out and light it up the first 2 drives, touchdown.
You
right?
know, I think the only way Trevor doesn't play at least the first quarter is the offensive line becomes very leaky, and there's a chance. Yeah, but other than that, I think he probably would play at least a quarter and a half. Say at least a quarter and a half, depending on the production and how sharp they look at the same time.
I'll be completely honest with you. I don't care if the offensive line's leaky or not. This is what we got to play with, and I'm sorry, but right now is the time to find out whether we can do it with these people or somebody else has got to get in here.
Well, yeah.
I love Trevor. I want to protect Trevor, but I give Trevor the heads up. Hey, big dog, we know this line is not our greatest thing to be putting on the field. It's what we got. This is what we got to work with. They're fucking terrible, and we know it, all right? But check it out. Don't let them step on you this time. Be on the lookout for that because Walker Little's a bitch for that. Don't let them step on you and stay the fuck out the way. And then play your game. Play your game, dog. But we need to know whether or not we can do it with him or not. We know CJ Beathard couldn't do it. He holds the fucking ball too long. They're not an offensive line that he's going to be compatible with to be successful.
Oh,
Jones, he did some things. He did some things with that shitty offensive line, and Trevor did great things when he played the week before. I mean, Trevor was a sniper for the couple drives he was in. I mean, loved it. So I think that being said, I honestly, if it's me, I would play them all the way through the half and then start blending them out slowly throughout the third quarter because I want them to get momentum, but I understand I still got this last game to get some reps. But by the third game, we know what guys we're eyeballing to make the 53. We've already got the idea. We just want to see them continue on, but we know who's staying the 53 for the most part. There's probably a few hard calls left, but other than that, I'd blend in the guys that I want to see make the 53 that I'm considering, and then let the rest of them just kind of enjoy your last game, man. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to give you these reps anymore. We know what we've seen from you. We don't want that. You put these guys in that we do want on the 53. Let them get a chance to run with the ones on the field against a live defense. That's what we need because, like we talked about this past Monday, that's exactly what we want them for, is to sub in with our ones in case of injury or whatever package or set we're running. Sub them in with the ones, and that would be what I'd use the third quarter for. Leave a good bit of my ones on the field, mix them in and out. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't pull them off the field indefinitely until the fourth quarter. They wouldn't play the fourth quarter at all. But I mean, that if it's me, that's how I'd do it.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Dang.
It all depends too on how they're doing in practice. I think if they're doing well in practice and stuff, and they're seeing what they want to see, we'll have to see about that. But at the same time, I definitely agree with playing them more. They definitely need to play at least the first 2 quarters. Part of the third, wouldn't be upset about that. But of course, I know we're not going to see them into the fourth. But yeah, I mean, I agree that they should play at least the first 2. Start filtering them out in the third if you even put them back out there. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough, man. There's a lot of positions that we got to look at and we got to make cuts. Who are some guys you guys are thinking that you want to see out there, kind of make a name for themselves and solidify themselves on the 53 at this point in this game?
Jonathan Cephas. Yeah, Joshua Cephas. Yes.
So, do you think? Let me just, because Cephas comes up. Do you think if he has a decent game, that we keep him on the roster and cut Elijah Cooks purely because we think we can get Cooks back on the practice squad and we can't keep Cephas if we get rid of him?
Probably.
Do you think Cephas, even if he doesn't have a good game, still makes the roster just because we know he's not going to make it to the practice squad? That's
very conceivable. I mean, I don't think that idea is far-fetched at all.
Right.
We know Elijah Cooks will come back. How many times have we been here? And, we know we'll get him back. Cephas, though, I mean, I think anybody that's watched tape on Cephas from this preseason know the things that he's doing wrong are very correctable. They're very correctable. And then like we said too, there were times the quarterback just flat out missed him. But that's not to say that he didn't have plenty of his own fault. The things that he's doing are easily corrected, I think, with the right coordinator. And who's to say what, whatever. We're not getting into that right now. But
we got the right coordinator.
Not yet.
Yeah. Well, Joshua Cephas, I think. Well, you're absolutely right. I think that theory is probably a very likely scenario.
What do you think, Duval?
For a player that I'm looking to show out to make the team, is that the question right now?
I was asking Cephas specifically.
Oh, so about Cephas?
Yeah. Do you think we keep him around?
Man, that's such a great question. What I was thinking when you asked it, because you've brought it up before, Trevor, that you like Elijah Cooks because of his height and that he brings that none of the other receivers really bring, right? But Cephas is more on the well-rounded side, right? A little bit sharper on his routes. Maybe, what do you say? What would you say more of his positives are? I personally I would like to see him do good, but that's my question for. What do you think that Cephas does best?
Well, I think Cephas is a better athlete all around. Like, Cooks is a really good athlete. I'm not trying to diss on Cooks, but I think there's a reason that when we send him to the practice squad, he never goes anywhere. If you know, if you get what I mean. Like, Joshua Cephas, he will be gone. He is fast as hell. He plays big. And we've seen it in the training camp. He was showing out in training camp. He was doing very well. We've seen the things that he can do. The lights got bright. And I think that happened to every rookie. I think we've seen every rookie have a game where the lights just got a little bit bright. I think it's correctable, but I guess in overall, what do I think he does better than Cooks? I think he draws attention better than Cooks. I can tell you personally, sitting at the training camps, there were so many people. Who's number 19? Who is that guy? Holy shit, who is that guy? I never heard anybody ask who the fuck is Elijah Cooks.
So I like the height point, and the reason I say that is because Elijah Cooks is 6'4", 215. But you got to remember this offseason, we brought in BTJ. He's 6'3", 209. So he's only an inch shorter than Cooks if the measurements are correct, and he's 6 pounds lighter. But he's actually an elite high-level player. At least that's the expectation. Cephas is 6'2", 195 pounds, and then Gabe Davis is 6'2", 215 pounds or so. So I don't think that may necessarily play as much of a factor as it did previously. Because I think the hope for him, with you bringing up that point, has always been develop him into a high-level red zone threat. Since he's 6'4", now we've passed down the field with him a decent bit, or we run him out, we put him on outs and stuff. But I think that if Brian Thomas Jr. continues to play well, which he has, I think if Cephas can start getting some good reps, and the fact that we have Gabe Davis, I don't think that he's as safe as he was previously, because we now have guys that are 6'2", 6'2", 6'3", whereas previously we just had Elijah Cooks and Christian Kirk, and Zay Jones was 6 foot or 6'1". So I don't know that that's necessarily going to help him as much, but I can definitely see that being a good point, though. I think that's why they brought him in. I think they still believe in Cooks. I'm not going to say that I think they hate him. I just don't know that we've got a spot for him unless we carry 7. Who are you looking for, though, Duval? Who are you looking out for this game that you want to see have a good game?
The wide receiver battle is definitely. I know we just touched on that, but I'd like to continue to see the linebackers thrive, even in the backup positions, because we're gonna get to see them all, right? Including his name's gonna. What's that guy's name, man? We got a couple of linebackers I would definitely like to see. I know we have Muma. I know we have Miller. Obviously, we have Lou. I know all the starters.
Caleb Johnson or Tanner Muse?
That's exactly who I'm talking about. Yeah, I know he was like Cephas. He was doing great in the training camp.
He's doing great.
He didn't play bad or anything, but I'm just this is these guys' last chance to really make some splash plays. So there is definitely going to be some battles. I'd like to see that guy do well. The Cephas and the Elijah Cooks is a good battle. I know Miles Cole is a rookie that we're probably going to keep regardless, but I'd like to continue to see him play well and play big and develop, So those are the guys I'd be keeping an eye on.
Okay. Yeah, I like the Miles Cole pick. I think one for me that's interesting that I know we haven't talked about much. I don't know what's going to happen with the slot corner position. I really don't, because, Savage, it's kind of up in the air with him. I don't know if they're going to really, really hammer him into slot, or if they're going to let him play more safety, or if they're really just going to let Terrell Edmonds take that over. Because it just does not look like Jamal. It just does. Oh, geez, not Jamal. Good Lord, Antonio Johnson.
Rubbed off on you.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to be ready. I don't think he is. I think he could be maybe next year. Again, though, it's tough. Terrell Edmonds, he was a first-round pick for a reason. He's a big, bruising safety. He plays good in the box. He's fast. He's rangy. I think people kind of underestimate how well he actually does in coverage sometimes because he has that athleticism. Wide receivers catch the ball. They're in for punishment if he gets them head to head or gets a good hit on him. But I think that, with him not being as ready, and having Terrell Edmunds and Savage, I think maybe move Savage back a little bit and then let, Braswell's been playing so well. Maybe let Braswell take that or rotate in at the slot position and give Darnell some rest. I think Jarian's looked great as well. I think he's going to be a better asset for us with Braswell showing out, potentially at outside corner a little bit more. I think that if Braswell continues to play well and we have Savage, I think you can afford to put Jarian outside and let him just go crazy and develop out there. Because I think that, the goal for him is for him to be the outside corner opposite of Tyson Campbell in a year or two.
I said that before.
Yeah, absolutely. You have. And I think we all think very highly of him. I think that's the goal. I don't think DeAndre Prince is going to be good enough to take that. I pointed the right way first time this time. Sweet. I think the DeAndre Prince can develop into a potential backup situation where he plays well enough to stay on the team. I think Monteric Brown's probably out. But the corner group, man, that's what I want. I want to see Braswell have another really good game because the better Braswell plays and the more slot corner reps he gets, the more excited I am about the fact that Jarian's going to take more reps outside. And then especially because, you have that rotation of Jarian, Tyson. I mean, Tyson's probably going to play 90% of snaps as long as he stays healthy. But, Jarian can kind of keep Darby fresh a little bit more, and even Jarian keeping Tyson Campbell fresh. Since Darby's known to have injuries and stuff, we haven't seen it yet since he's been here, but it's just one of those things where we can kind of rotate those guys out and keep them a lot more fresh than we could previous years because we had, we had Tyson Campbell, we had not Slay, Darius Williams, and then we had Monteric Brown. Greg Jr. when he was healthy, which he wasn't all last year. So I think the corner position is interesting for me. Big defensive guy. Love the slot corner position, especially a guy that can play more of a – I think Braswell and Savage are more of like a star slot corner almost that play really great slot corner, coverage, but also can come up and thump if they need to and rip the ball out. That's kind of that's kind of who I want to see, honestly.
But you forgot one name too, though, to consider in that whole rotation mix: Trey Flowers.
I just haven't.
Well, I'll say this: he hasn't blown the charts away, but he hasn't fucked it up either.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's about what we've gotten from Darnell Savage too. Savage hasn't done anything to me that was just like.
He hasn't taken any reps though yet, has he?
Well, that's what I was waiting.
I know that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about like in training camp. He hasn't taken any reps in a live game.
Right.
Yet.
Well, that's
I'm talking about
what I was
even
thinking
just,
too. Is that Savage is going to need to get some reps though before playing Miami. I would imagine.
Yeah. He's definitely going to play this game. I mean,
Savage
no contact. Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying if we're talking about guys like rotating in, regardless, we didn't pick Trey Flowers up for nothing. I mean, we picked him up for a reason.
He was a high draft pick too, right?
I think he was. I don't remember exactly where Flowers drafted, but
he's round 5, 146. He's been playing a little better than I gave him credit for. His run defense and pass rush isn't great, which I mean corner, whatever. But he's got an 80.8 grade so far. He has 6 tackles, 1 stop, 1 missed tackle, passer rating allowed 69.9, and averaging 8.5 yards per reception. He's played 40 snaps in coverage.
Yeah, so he's not like I said. I mean, he's playing good enough. He's not doing anything that's necessarily going to like jump off the chart at you, but he's not fucking it up completely either. So you got to consider him in the rotation. He will be in the rotation at some point. And I think you're absolutely right, though, about the whole what do we do with Savage thing. That's all going to depend on how much maturing in this last game Antonio Johnson does. Because this is the last time for him to show this is my starting safety spot or not. Because it's going to be really hard to take that from Terrell Edmunds. I don't care what anybody says. Terrell Edmunds, in my mind, has it on lock right now.
Yeah.
Dude
I think
out.
Absolutely a wonderful pickup for us.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorites, actually. One of my sleeper favorites now. Like, he was definitely a sleeper at first. Like, I was not surprised. I wasn't surprised to hear Terrell Edmunds lay in the wood on somebody. That's Terrell Edmunds, But, like, I was surprised to still see him moving as well as he moves and being involved as much as he is. Like, it's almost just like how I felt about Darius Williams. D-Will. Like, D-Will we knew was good. Like he played well, and then he just played even better than I thought he would at his age and the point in career he was at. Like he was a stud. Like I was shocked. Like I knew he was good, but damn, One guy I would like to see though, and I'm going to give Eric all of his props for this one, is Odamewo.
Yeah.
Odamewo, baby. Odamewo has one more game. I don't even think he's really going to have to I don't even think he's really going to have a good game this game to make sure that he's getting in the rotation because he's already done.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah.
He's already in the rotation in my mind. Like, he's been a fucking killer. And that adds even more to the depth we have there. Because, like, you think Odamewo's done good. I can't remember the other guy that was next to him at times.
It's tough when you haven't seen them play a lot. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Once they make the team, I never forget their name. But when they're first coming in, sometimes it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about D tackles or end?
D tackles.
D tackles. I know Jordan Jefferson played a lot, and then Tyler Lacey also got a lot of reps.
Tyler Lacey, yeah.
Lacey did good. I mean,
Lacey doing pretty good.
Even though Trevor hates Tyler Lacey, whatever.
I know it kind of hurt him to say, yeah.
It don't hurt me to see him play good. I want them all to do good. I just hate when they play mediocre.
It's just not good enough. No,
it's not. I hate it when they do that.
Exactly. You know who I want to see more? I'm sorry. Are you through, Trevor? My bad.
Yeah, you're good, bro. Go ahead.
I want to see Devin Lloyd. We've seen Muma now. We've seen Miller. But I want to see Devin Lloyd. We really haven't seen him this preseason. So hopefully we get to see a lot of him tomorrow. He's supposed to add it, 15, 20 pounds, not a little bit more. So I want to see. I want to see him. I want to unleash him tomorrow night. Let him go.
He's only played 4 snaps.
Yeah, see?
Yeah,
10 snaps? 10, 4? Yeah, he hasn't played much. So, I don't know that he's hurt.
No,
I don't think him or Poirier played a lot.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to get a good look at Miller and Muma in this new defensive scheme.
Miller, Muma.
They got it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
We got to bring Giziano.
Huh?
Got to bring Giziano.
Who is that? Oh, the new guy.
That dude, hey.
We don't
really have to. I'm just saying it based off the play, but it was so fucking dope, man. Like,
the thing is,
he was fast.
He had just gotten there, 2 days prior? Did he make this play? I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, good buddy dropped 5 yards into coverage and sprinted all the way back and still got the sack.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Right. I got we have one more name safeties. I could drop in the bucket for the D line would be Speaks, right? Breland
Speaks, yeah.
That'd be, I mean, maybe one more guy to keep an eye on for this last. I don't know if he's going to make the 25 for the defense or not.
He's got to. He's got to.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to. I mean, the dude has been a fucking line wrecker the whole time he's been on there. Every time he puts his hand in the dirt, he's putting something up for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both games, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you find out?
I got a question for you, Trevor.
Oh, go ahead, buddy.
Since you've been to a lot of the training camp, if not all of it,
but a good bit.
Who do you think because I know you're invested into this battle here pretty deeply with Cephas and Elijah Cooks, right? Who do you think plays better special teams out of those two guys?
I haven't seen a whole lot of Joshua Cephas on special teams other than blocking. Cooks, same. I guess they kind of do the same role. That's really here. That's hit or miss.
You don't think it plays a big role as they say it does?
I don't think it plays as big a role in this new special teams format.
Gotcha.
Traditional special teams format, absolutely, like the old style.
That's a good point because everything's changed.
Yeah,
completely upside down, really.
Yeah, in this new style, it's if you don't get put on your ass and you get in someone's way for at least like 5 seconds, you did your job.
Yeah.
And
speed is bigger than ever. Speed's always been big, but speed's bigger than ever for sure.
Yeah, it's not even so much about being a great blocker. You literally just have to be in the way for a split second because you got to think they're not allowed to run until the returner catches the ball. Then they can run. So the returner's automatically getting 5 yards to build speed, maybe 8 before he ever has to worry about contact. Mm-hmm. And if you manage to get in the coverage team's way for just a split second, that's the split second difference between a hole and a tackle. And I mean, it comes down to that, really. So I think the special teams is going to kind of be taken out of it for the two of them. I think, honestly, another point, too, that we didn't really mention is just that we know what we got in Elijah Cooks. What's the I mean, really, why wouldn't we take the? Oh, sorry. Why wouldn't we take the gamble on Joshua Cephas? We know that
and
kind
I
of
agree with you.
underperforms at times.
They may
We
feel
know
more
he's
comfortable.
underperforming.
They may feel more comfortable with Cooks, though. I wasn't trying to talk over you, but they may
you're
feel
fine.
more comfortable with Cooks. You know what I mean? Because they've had him for a couple of years, so they
Right,
may
but I
know.
think at that point too, that's a double-edged sword because you got comfortability. Yeah, we're comfortable. We know who you are, but at the same time, what we know is that you're underwhelming and you're not developing the way that we were hoping you would.
Yeah.
And you still haven't developed into a point where we're comfortable putting you on the 53 full time. And I think that plays heavy in the back of their mind.
Right on.
I mean, he hasn't even been able to beat out Tim Jones. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
that's a good point. That's another name we didn't even bring up. You think he's making the roster again?
I think the battle's really between Tim Jones and Cephas. I don't really even think it's Cooks and Cephas as much, because Cephas isn't quite living up to the hype in the games yet. But like between training camp and stuff like that, I didn't hear Tim Jones nor Elijah Cook standing out. They've seen, like I said, the training camp. You hold training camp and these drills so you can see what kind of person you got before the pressure's on them. You can just see the raw talent. You see what they've got and try to let them learn who you are as a team, what your identity is, and what their role is going to be. With the way Cephas adapted to that and the way he played, like he showed he has the potential. I hardly can remember a time, other than maybe once or twice, that Tim Jones went up for a catch and came down with it. I can hardly remember a time that Tim Jones just busted free down the field. And Joshua Cephas has already done that 15 to 20 times throughout training camp. I mean, I think it's really going to come down to what do they value more? Do they value the limited snaps that we saw from Cephas? Because that's one thing we got to keep in mind too, is like, why were they not playing him as heavy? I think it's because they felt comfortable with what they saw in practice. Because like in the Chiefs game, he did not play a lot. We talked about that the following episode. Cephas did not play that many snaps. I don't even think he came in the game until the fourth quarter. Then the Tampa Bay game, he still didn't play as much as others. He played more, but he still hasn't played as much. So one could also be left to think they already know what they got. They're just trying to warm them into it. But yeah, I do think the battle's more between Tim Jones and Cephas than it is Cooks and Cephas. I think Cooks is really just fighting at this point to show them that he's worth even keeping on the practice squad, because he's never done anything worth doing on the practice squad, in training camp, in the limited game time he's ever had. Like, he's never done anything to be like, holy shit, that was Elijah Cook. Like, I've never said that. Never once. I've already said, holy shit, Joshua Cephas a bad motherfucker already. Like, at least 15 times. Just from the shit I'm watching him do to our corners that I know are good. Like, our corners are badass, and we know that. And I'm still like, holy shit, he is really fucking good. It's just, he's definitely got some stuff to work out. There's a reason he wasn't a top 10 draft pick. But, I mean, obviously he suffered from the school he went to. I've said that multiple times. But, like, there's a reason that his talent didn't supersede that and push him in the top 10 anyway. There are things to be worked out.
True.
Yes, sir. Well, unfortunately, we are slap out of time on this one. I do want to thank you guys for showing up. I got some premarital counseling stuff to go to, so unfortunately we got to cut this one short. Getting married and shit, can't spend all my money on stupid stuff anymore. That's coming down the line, though. You know, we'll get all that. But I do want to thank you guys for coming on. Duval, thanks for coming on again, man. Thanks for guests on here. You know, definitely got a lot of good football talk in. I think that you know, we'll be able to get a little more on the reaction. I shouldn't have anything going on. But we'll make some shorts. I think, boys, we can commit to some shorts for the people, for the Worm, who's going to be here at the very end. Shout out, Worm. But we'll make some shorts for some extra stuff we miss out on this one, and we'll get that out to you guys.
Sounds good to me.
Anything I want to say, boys?
Duval!
I had to jump in on that one. Let's go.